Steve Evans, after Tuesday night, attention quickly turns back to the league on Saturday. What kind of reaction are you looking for from the players?
Well, I mean, you can see the boys have come in. They've had their own meeting this morning, to be fair. I thought, just get on in there. And it's just like, let's return the standards, let's get back up. And it's been a difficult 7 days, isn't it? We can't train again today because it's impossible. We're training in the sense we'll be indoors and the boys will do some work, but so that changes that a little bit. But yeah, we're in great shape. If somebody had said to myself at the start of pre-season, you know, you're going to be second in League Two, you're going to be going to Aston Villa in the Cup the first week in January, you're going to wait to Wimbledon's relatively still new stadium on Saturday, followed by on the telly against Leyton Orient. Bring it on. So we're in really good shape.
And we've seen so often this season that when we do have a poor result on one day, the next game is normally a positive result, and I'm sure the players will be looking for that on Saturday.
Yeah, that's why they've had their own little meeting. I love it. The skipper's a great guy, Carl, and he just popped his head round and said, "Gav, do you mind having a little meeting and we'll just readdress everyone to get back on side standards." And the few games we've lost season, every time we've done that, including penalties against Charlton, the boys have got together. So we've always so far had a positive reaction, and positive reactions on performance. You know, we need our performance levels to be right at Wimbledon. That's the only way we can get a positive result, because they're in terrific form, particularly at home, and it's important that we look after it.
We can see out your window there, Bradgren's still covered in inches of snow and ice. How does that affect preparations, and does it affect performance?
Yeah, it affects it. We've not been on the grass to train since last week, since Thursday. So it tells you that if you can't go on the grass, it's a problem, because that's the train properly, you play properly, and if you can't train properly, there is a hindrance there. But we'll be as positive as we can. We're going to try and get on tomorrow. The ground staff are doing what they can. It's all limited, but we're not alone. You know, speaking to a championship manager reasonably local to us this morning, and they're indoors today, they just can't get out. Speaking to Grant McCann up at Peterborough, his personal friend, just they've got a dome, but it's still 4G and you're still inside. So from that point of view, it's not normal, but most teams, Wimbledon will be included now, their pitches will be frozen and stored in, so they'll be inside as well.
And we saw on Tuesday there was a number of players missing from the squad. Does this time in the gym help them, or does it hinder them, and how are they looking at Saturday?
No, so there was a bit of illness going around, we said it. Reeves, he was suspended, but he wasn't keeping the best, but they're all in today. So there's a few of them walking past with smiles and thinking, well, the result wasn't great that night, maybe I'm back in. So from that point of view, we should certainly have more people available, more bodies available to us.
And with the test of AFC Wimbledon, they got relegated last year, but they seem to have steadied the ship this season. They've got a really good home record this season. What are you expecting to see from them?
It's really tough. I think I watched a run of the game at Swindon at the weekend. I think you only need to listen to the Swindon manager's words when he was fortunate to get a point. Swindon, you know, Wimbledon should win. They make a few clear chances and don't take them. Terrific form at home. You know, they've beaten Leyton Orient recently at home, so and not many teams can do that. So it shows you how tough it will be on Saturday. But we have an opportunity. It's massively important to us, because we all say, let's look at where we are on Christmas Day. I think it's a football saying, supporters might not recognise it, but within the game, managers to managers and managers to chairman, just let's see where we are. We're all sitting and having our families around us on Christmas Day and see where we are. We have an opportunity to get 3 points. It'll be hard, but if we get 3 points, we'll sit down on Christmas Day in second in the table. Compared to last year at Christmas Day, it was second bottom of the table, so there's a difference.
And usually at this stage of the season, we're looking ahead to a busy festive period, loads of games coming thick and fast. But after Saturday, you've got a 10-day break till Leyton Orient.
Yeah, but then comes very quickly, doesn't it? Then we have got 3 and 5 or 6 days. So it's it's unusual, but it's normally there'd be another game sandwiched in there. From our point of view, we welcome that 10-day break for sure, just with the bit of illness that's going around and different things. Boys have got a couple of days off because we will be in over the Christmas period. We play Leyton Orient on the 27th, so we're training Boxing Day and travelling Boxing Day, so boys will be away from their families, etc. So same New Year's Eve, we'll be walking towards Gillingham on the 2nd. So the games will come thick and fast once we go by the 10 days, but we welcome the 10-day break.
That's great, thank you.
Just want to go back to something we talked about on Tuesday night in Portsmouth, which was when you play League One clubs, how well you have done.
Yeah.
Have you changed your opinion on certain players as to whether they can handle the jump should you get promotion?
No, because I think I think we went there the other night not having been able. Some lads who played hadn't kicked a ball since the previous Thursday in training, and had been in the team in a couple of weeks before that. So, if you look at our team consistently through the season, even when we made 5 and 6 changes at different times, either cup competitions or just mixed it up in midweek, there's certain combinations that have always remained in the team. And when that changes, it becomes a little bit unbalanced. But our true measurement cannot be Portsmouth Football Club. He's got a score of 28, 29 players. He's bringing players into his team that started with Gareth Bale 3 weeks ago in the World Cup. He's bringing Marlon Paco on, who's equally to anything in central midfield in the whole of League One, if not one of the best. He's bringing big Sean Raggett off the bench, who's probably equal to any good centre back. But when you've got Morrow and you've got Clarkey beside him, so our true measurement, even if we were in League One, would not be Portsmouth Football Club, because if they went for a player and we'd go and we went for the same player, we'd no doubt who would get that player, unless he has an affiliation either to play with myself or Paul, or local to Stevenage, or family makes a different situation, because they're a huge club. So our benchmark would have been probably more like a Charlton than a Portsmouth.
Just looking ahead to the transfer window, has your sort of what you're going to do in January changed because of the good form? Or are you now looking at players that perhaps wouldn't just subdue you for the rest of this season, but will work next year?
Yeah, I think we're open to all of it. We're open to loan boys that can help us. We prefer our own signings, so we prefer permanent signings. I don't think there'll be any, maybe the odd one, but there won't be many, if any, permanent signings coming. It's only till the summer. They'll go beyond that. So, and we only want to bring players in January. I think myself and the chairman are both as well as this completely. It has to be players that help the group. You know, we've got a terrific dressing room. We're lighter in numbers, we know that. The chairman's keen to help us get better, so we need to help the dressing room, and that's signing players that we think can improve us, and I think every player in that dressing room would welcome it.
Looking at the Christmas, talking about the Christmas period, what's Steve Evans' Christmas training schedule like? Are you a manager who will have them in on Christmas Day? Or
no, but the boys will be off on Christmas Day, we don't hide it. You know, I think that they'll certainly work on all the way up till Christmas Eve. We'll be in Christmas Eve, we're in Boxing Day morning, we're travelling Boxing Day. If we were playing on Boxing Day, we'd be training Christmas Day. That's just the way it works, but we're not. Thankfully the schedule has allowed us to play on the 27th because of the TV, but that allows me then to leave the boys at home, and I'm sure that as they get later in life, like I do, we all do, then I think you appreciate times when you can. I've been in full-time 27, 28 years. I think I've probably 3 or 4 Christmas days at home, so in that period it's either been weather, the fixtures would be off early. I think there might, you know, I think there might have been a bit of that if it had been this weekend. I think there might have been a few referees calling it off themselves, but no, we'll be on Christmas Day primarily because we're playing the 27th.
And just finally, there's been a bit of talk this week about 3 up, 3 down between the National League and League Two. As a manager, you've been on both sides of the fence. What are your thoughts on that?
I think it should happen. I think you only need to look at the strength of the teams in the National League and how difficult it is to, when you go in and it used to be 1 and then becoming obviously 2, and now they're fighting for a 3rd team. I think arguably you look at Notts County, what a wonderful football club, wonderful owners, wonderful people. I don't know these owners, I'm looking from a distance, but wonderful. You look at Wrexham, wonderful owners from a distance. I know Parky and Loch Stevie well, so you look at that, and I'm not even mentioning the likes of Chesterfield and a host of other top clubs. So I think it should be 3 up and 3 down. That might have been a punishment for Stevenage in recent seasons, but as long as I sit at this desk, it'll never be a consideration that we're going to be one of the 3.